Welcome back, guys. We have another stream, part 2 of the 200 killer thing, where we're like solving it, and this time being less dumb. Because if you'll remember, last time I didn't read this because who needs it? But I found out there's an app that I kind of needed, and we could get witness statements from. So like we're gonna go ahead and go through like all the witness statements. And like the app looks pretty cool. I'm just gonna turn on the volume and hope you guys can hear it. So we're going through Hornigolder's statement first.
Look, I don't know who's in charge of this here, but I'm telling you this wasn't an accident. I don't care what a hobby or the Coast Guard said or even what you think. Someone on the boat did this. Rachel would never be so careless. She wasn't even supposed to be up there. She was supposed to come back topside. After Jess went to sleep, I went back to our quarter to check on Rachel. We failed to still hang out she was having. When I got back, it looked like she changed her mind. It was 10:15, and she was putting her bathing suit on. I remember looking at the clock. Just knowing it was late for her, it still made me really happy. Rachel was mad about her job, the life, the crew, even the guests. And Rachel was not the type to talk shit on the guests, no matter how bad they were. But you know what's so pissed? That they can't even get the words out. The only thing I understood was that she wanted to go to Omaha. I don't know why Omaha of all places. She'd never mentioned it before. After that, I kind of failed. I was a shitty friend. I didn't want to deal with everything that was going on. I figured if she wanted to tell me, she would tell me. I left the group house for 11. I was in a music party, so I went to the battle. And then I noticed that the lights were going off all around the boat. I remember the times. I was thinking how we'd have to deal with that electrical crap in the morning. It was 11. No, it was 10:30. It was 10:30 during my fight with Rachel. And then again at 11:30. 11:45 at midnight. After that, I went to bed. I got back to the crew cabin. Maria and Milo were sleeping. The next morning, we found Rachel.
Okay. Taking notes, guys, because I'm being smart about this. So, what I've picked up, being the big brain person I am, is that she seems genuinely distraught. She's the one who sent the letter, and she also readily admits that she had a fight with the victim, Rachel. Then she also says that by the time she went to bed, Maria and Milo were already sleeping. We're being smart about this, guys. Taking notes. So next is read statement. Taking notes on all of this. Help if I could spell.
The whole day was off yesterday. The whole day was weird yesterday. I had been that way most of the trip. But I noticed what Javi first. Guy's always cool, but he came over to where we were on the bow in the morning and pulled Rachel aside for something. Not like Queen Ray, but Rachel began talking to the boss. After the guests went to sleep, the crew we hung out by ourselves. And we began to drop off, and it was 10:30 when I went to look around since I was by myself. I saw William on the line on the floor in one of the halls with a bloody towel on his head. Don and Javi was there. I don't know what happened, but I wasn't about to get involved in whatever closed door couples thing that was. So I headed to my bunk. Besides, they don't pick me for first aid. On my way to my bunk, I bumped into Milo. Normally, I get along with him, but he seemed a little off. I asked him what was up. He didn't want to talk to me. I didn't question him. It was 11:15 when I went to bed, earlier than I normally do. Besides, a day like that, I just wanted to get some rest.
Interesting. So, William, the other signer, so William and Rachel were together, is what I'm gathering. They were married too. But was that ever. I'm pretty sure that was known. Unless I'm just dumb. Either way. Then the teach statement. Kind of liking the digital aspect. I know there's a lot of people that like don't, but it's cool.
Rachel was trying to talk to me about something while I was making breakfast. Whatever it was, she just couldn't seem to get it out. But I could really tell that it upset her. She was just getting mad and talking in circles. I tried to see what was bugging her when we were underway, but she was just so involved with guests.
It could have been in pre-effort.
William had her here for a lot of that time. Because I always have things to do, even if it's not time to eat. So
I can't really pause it, which is kind of annoying.
Things finally started to slow down after dinner. And the guests turned in, and we just kind of hung around like we normally do. But Rachel didn't seem into it. I could tell she was still unsettled. So I went to talk to her later on, and she said everything's fine. I didn't believe her. You know, when someone always says fine to anything, they're clearly not fine. But I didn't want to press it. So I just left it be. Besides, it was late, like 10 o'clock. And when I was leaving, I saw that Jen was gonna try and talk to her as well. And I told her Rachel wasn't feeling it, but she.
You guys can like kind of hear this, right? Like you can like get a sense of what they're saying.
I did my final check of the night.
Great.
Seeing if anything needed doing, mostly just to clear my head before I went to bed. And I saw Javi, who was helping Will, who looked like he hit his head. But he told me he had everything under control, so I finally went to bed around 11:30. Maria was already down. And right as I went to sleep, the lights flickered. Because I remember reaching for the switch, thinking of somehow somebody already got it. And in the morning, Will found Rachel in the sauna.
So Will found the body. And, like, I'm highly suspicious of Will. Because, like, one, he is the one that's married to Rachel, I'm assuming. Because, like, yeah. He's the one that signed this. Like, I think they're together. And the morning of, Will had a little altercation with Rachel. And he apparently, I think, there's a lot of questions about this. I probably should have done this first, like the first stream, but I didn't read the pamphlet, this thing to get me into the app. But, like, it's fine. So this one was a little longer. So next is a Roger Stone statement. I'm taking notes of all of these, guys, because I'm not going to remember it. So Roger Stone.
It is just so awful what happened to that poor girl. I know Will was quite fond of her. I didn't see a lot of Rachel during the day.
She looks and sounds
when I
annoying.
first talked to her when I ordered brunch, she seemed a little down there, but I have no idea what about. I didn't see her a whole lot during the day. She was busy, running around and doing her job. And Will and I, we were enjoying our vacation. Maybe a little too much. Will certainly did. He got after it a little too hard, and I had to take him to bed just before 9. And I guess he ended up getting out of bed and going to look for the bathroom, I guess, and he bumped his head. I didn't actually see anything. I heard the smash and then just his hollering. Thank God he's okay. I mean, I really thought he hurt himself. There was so much blood just everywhere. At his age, it's just something like this is never good. But thankfully, Javi, Captain Reckams, he was nearby, and he was able to patch him up, and I took him to bed. So I do remember taking a shower beforehand, just to wash off the day. That was just before midnight.
I think her and Will might be fucking. Full honesty. Like, I think they're doing it. That's the vibes I'm getting. Cause, like, I'm gonna rewatch Reed's statement.
The whole day was off yesterday. The whole day was weird yesterday. It had been that way most of the trip. But I noticed with Javi first. The guy's always cool, but he came over to where we were on the bow in the morning and pulled Rachel aside for something. Not like Queen Rachel. They get talking to from the boss. After the guests went to sleep, the crew, we hung out by ourselves. And people began to drop off, and it was 10:30 when I went to look around since I was by myself. I saw William on the line on the floor in one of the halls with a bloody towel on his head. Don and Javi was there. I don't know what happened, but I wasn't about to get involved in whatever closed door couples thing that was. So I headed to my bunk. Besides, they don't pay me for first aid. On my way to my bunk, I bumped into Milo. Normally, I get along with him. seemed a little off. I asked him what was up. He didn't want to talk to me. I didn't press it.
So Will had an altercation with someone. And it seems the general consensus is day happened, then his staff hung together, and I think Will got a little wasted. Okay, now for Bonnie's statement.
I was the one who found Rachel this morning.
He's the dude
I
of
thought
Mad
she was
Sessa.
just sitting there at first in the sauna, maybe asleep. There wasn't even any blood. I saw she dropped the bracelet when we got on the island with the birth shells on it. And I went to hand it to her, and she didn't even move. So then I tried talking to her, and, well, that's when I called Hobby and realized what happened. Most of my time on this vacation, I obviously spent with Dawn. Except when she went on a shopping trip on the island. I was trying to get up the energy to look for an earring that she had lost, and Rachel took our breakfast order. She was upset all day. Now, I've been on a few trips with this company, and after Rachel and Hobby's service, I've begun to request them. And at least I think became friends with them. So I think I know when they were feeling out of sorts. I turn in at 9 o'clock, and that's the last time I saw Rachel. At some point, I had to get up to use the little boy's room, but I guess I was a little bit more out of my gourd than I thought, and I didn't even use the one in her suite. I slipped in one of the halls, and that's how I get this. Javi and Dawn must have heard because they came running. Javi patched me up. He's a good guy. All I remember is him dragging me back to bed at 11:30, and he stayed with me to make sure that I wasn't getting sick or anything. And then I remember hearing Dawn come in and use our bathroom shower just before midnight. And then when Javi left at midnight, I asked him to crank up the AC for me.
I'm confused. So, main thing is, so Miss Rogerstone and Bonus, they're engaged, right? So why do I have a form dated and signed for 12/15, signed with William's name on it and signature, with a note with "You can't be serious with this, Will"? Because like that implies he's still married because it's not signed. Huh? It doesn't make sense. The lore is deep, guys. I think something's going on. Okay, now for Rackham.
I took my most diligent notes in the captain's log, noted everything as it happened. But I do remember talking to Rachel a few times yesterday, even though I was pretty busy. I was talking to William in his cabin and was present when she delivered breakfast. Nothing seemed to miss there. Everything went in order as we traveled. We made good time, more than 1,700 hours. After we got some kelp stuck in one of the propellers. Later, William requested everyone eat dinner together, which was a fun experience for the bit I got to stay for. But I had to see to some things around the ship. Not sure if anything happened there, but that was the last time I spent any amount of extended time with Rachel. Or anyone else from the crew, for that matter.
This dude is really talking like
What I do
anything.
remember very vividly was William's injury. I heard him fall at 10:15, quickly attended to him, and then left to get the first aid kit from the bridge. I picked it up at 10:30. Also noticed another power surge. I patched William up, giving him a couple stitches. Certainly wouldn't make his eventual hangover any better, but he didn't need to be hospitalized. After, I stowed the first aid kit, logged the event in the captain's log. It was midnight. The last thing I did before I went to my cabin was turn the air conditioning on, as William requested.
This is not making sense. Okay. Now we have all the statements. Now we have access to a drive and a group chain that says, I've been looking at these texts from a group chat a little closer. Maria always seemed like she was out to get Rachel, but she would never have done anything. But after what happened, I just don't know. The last screenshot is from the night Rachel died. So there's a picture of the crew, and then sent from RV is, thanks for making my B-Day awesome, guys. Then there's a no problem, babe. Who's this from? Whose phone is this on? This is confusing. Happy birthday, Rachel. Next time I'll make coconut cake. Then there's an emoji. Can y'all keep it down out there? I'm trying to get some sleep. Sorry, Kay. Are y'all serious? Somebody get Rachel to shut the hell up before I come out there. Whoopsies. So, someone's... Yeah, he's mad sus. Take this from someone that, like, not even an hour ago was playing Among Us. Mad sus, guys. So, in addition to Xavier Rackhams as captain, Williams had specifically requested to have Rachel Vienson as chief stewardess again. Ooh, it looks like Moneybags has a thing for you, Rachel. Ha. So RV is sent from Rachel. Okay. So November 23rd, Rachel's birthday, I'm assuming. And then, just saying, Dawn has some competition. You should be the 6th Mrs. William Bonnies. William's a nice guy, Maria. He just had some bad luck with the ladies. So we're supposed to pretend we didn't hear the screaming. There was screaming on the 15th. Damn, what did William do that has her yelling this much? You know they say money is the number one cause of stress in a relationship. Don't know why when Will's got so much of it. It's him keeping it that's the problem. Damn, bro really took these screenshots at 6%. I don't think I even let my phone get down below like 20. It stresses me out. So it's him keeping it. Can you blame him? Well, Rachel really had to rat me out back there. Did I scare your crypt keeper boyfriend or something? So MR, so that come from read, was ratted out. Then chill out from MT, teach. And then Rachel says, look, Maria, you could have gotten one of us or those pigs killed. Or do you just always need to feel like you're in charge? God, none of you people know how to have any fun. I just think you just don't know how to be responsible at all. Then a whatever picture. And this is from the day she died. Guys, William is crunked up. No way he's staying up for that shivs. They're going to their room. I say we party. Who's down? I'm sure Rach isn't. Too busy passing notes with that old man at dinner. He just wanted the receipt from the island, Maria. Why are you always like this? Who else is in? Keep it down near the cabin. Someone's in a mood. I'm down. Rach, you in? Where the hell, y'all? Just left me down here. SOS. Package temperature emoji? What the fuck? Pocket dial much? Everybody get to the bridge. So, stuff is going down, guys. Then we have a wedding vision board. Guys, it has manifesting the perfect wedding at the top. I think we know who we're dealing with, and everything looks pretty expensive. Shells. Yeah. Captain's log. Essex tours. That's a lot of reading. Let's skip to the night like she died. So guests seemed particularly intrigued with the maintenance of the boat. Private meeting with guest William Bonas scheduled. RV. First aid kit accessed. Turned with first aid kit. Awesome. So stuff is getting weirder and weirder. Guys, there's a training manual. I can't wait to not read it. Professionalism, safety, dress code, evacuation, communications. Oh, that might be helpful. Oh. Because, like, we have these. We have these thingies. The, walkie-talkie combos. Fascinating. There's a little Morse code. Then useless notes pages. We're getting more information, guys. Starting to think we can do this. But first, so last time we left off, I was doing a little decoding of the little notes. Because, like, I found some fun stuff. And we have the one underneath the review that says she already lied about her age. Maybe wildlife endangerment is good enough to hold over her. Now, I'm working on this one. Falsified information stuff. And I have a little code decipher, cause, like, yay. The problem is, a lot of these mean more than one thing. And the thing is, it's some of these might make good blank streams. That's it. Yeah. And anyway, I'm bad at deciphering codes. Problem is, only given page 204, so I can't see the person's actual name. So, I think whoever is on here is connected to this review. Becky. It's connected. Especially because additionally possesses several fake date of births, is already lied about her age. And there's also multiple things of importing illegal goods, possession of illegal animal products, and a lot of that stuff on this incidents page, you know? So I think these are connected, definitely. But I think I just need to focus on, like, one thing at a time. So I'm gonna finish decoding these messages, because it's a lot. But, like, it's not that bad, you know? I still got blank. I'm confused. So, first things first. We have Gotta Keep an Eye Out. Though I think Rachel's onto me. I doubt Mrs. America would ever want to be a part of this. Even so, I got a good crew for this round. Just in case, I still got blank on almost everyone. So I think it must be like something like dirt. But I'm confused on like words. You know? And apparently, Rachel lied on a medical form. Which is a thing to note. So it was dangerous, weird and dangerous thing to hide and read, then fudging your age like Reed did, I get, but that's not enough to hold over someone who's insane enough to wrestle an alligator. And the person who wrestled an alligator, as shown in the review, was the tour guide. So I think Reed was the tour guide. You know? So I think this stuff is definitely connected. What a sweet little what? Could that be Williams? It's kind of confusing. You know? Where's my notes? So teach. So I think teach and will, like read and will. No. So last names of like Teach and Bonus are gonna be fighting over Rachel. You know? My leg is cramping. I'm gonna be very good today. I hope you all know that. So and Will has a lot of fiancés. So it might be, I'm thinking, Teach. Is that possible? Guys, I'm so smart. So then there's Teach, or whatever name he wants to go by. I'd hate to be there when his sweet little Benson finds out all the things he's been up to. So Reed fudged his. So the whole sentence is fudging your age like Reed did. I get, but that's not enough to hold over someone who's insane enough to wrestle on an alligator. It doesn't imply that. It implies that Reed is part of that. But like, yeah, I think those two are separate. Yeah. Let's do next note. I think these are wrong numbers. 217, 218, 216. So the next one is this one. So this is like just overviewing note. Okay. Spanish Wells. If my friends try to get the people here involved, which may be smart, it won't be through me. Too many close calls with various blank here. A boat like this takes a lot of work, so that's a good excuse not to go on shore. Too many close with various blanks here. So that's either O or S. Too many close with various blank here. So I think that'd be an S, context clue wise. Then triangle, triangle. So O or S. Then there's that. So it can't be Q. Because there's no U in a triangle and Q. So that's a E. Guys, I'm using my process of elimination for a lot of these. To be like smart, you know? Also, this game is supposed to take like 90 minutes, but since I am dumb, it takes way longer. So then there's C, that's either C or U. I'm figuring if I do the ones with like lesser options, then like I'd be able to move on to the ones with way more options and fill in the gaps. I'm trying to be a little big brain about this, guys. So triangle, a lot of options. C, it's either C or U. I think that makes more sense to be a C, right? Hmm. Ain't no work. So, too many close calls with the various blanks here. Hmm. Ah. I might just move on and come back to it. Because then I can like figure out the rest of it, you know? So, guests get spooked by some of the locals. Sounds like they wandered into a bad part of town. Hopefully, Will didn't try and be a tough guy. Can't blame him though. No way I'd want to punk out in front of a woman like Dawn. Those astrology, we have the same blank blank JB types are always the wildest. Have a feeling it'll be worth it. So, oh, why is coding stuff so hard? We have the same blank blank JB. My first thing is astral signs. But that don't quite work, you know? So crossed out is either B or Q. Now, triangle has no U, so that's obviously a B. Right? Because English language has taught me anything. It's that U always follows a Q. Yeah. So, then there's a triangle. And since there's a B, like there's no brand, no nothing, I think it's a vowel, I think. So that's either A or I. Then that's a R. Because like that sign can only be a R. And there's the equal. Equal is either L, T, B, or X. And I think with the next thing after it, it might be Then there's another triangle though. Also, we do have maps. So right now, where they are at is the Spanish Wells. Isles? No, Wells. Yeah. Why there? Oh fuck. There's Morse code around the edge of the map, guys. This is deep. I will figure out. Actually, I might do the Morse code now, though. Because, like, that'll give me a straightforward thing to, like, get my brain rolling, you know? I am so smart. So I do know that in the handbook there's a little Morse code. Training manual. Morse code. Because the thing is being a little weird. No, wrong thing. So that'd be an A, I think. I do have a Sharpie. I'll be back. It's sometimes, actually, I might like note it down on a piece of paper. So, Matt. So there's A dot 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 line. Okay. Maybe that one will be a little more clear. Because, like, I don't know if you guys know this, but I can't see. So, awesome, that's better. Of a dot 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 line. So smart, guys. So that's B. Then there's one dot. Then there's dot line dot. Dot line dot. line dot, line dot, line line, line dot, line. Then there's a space, because like the space between words is a forward slash. Then dot dot line dot, dot line dot, F, then dot line, dot line dot dot, dot line dot dot, so another L, dot dot dot, 3 of those. Avery Falls. And there's another space, then light dot, dot, dot line, so A, then just line, then space, then is just line, then dot line line, yeah, so there's just one line. Dot line line, wait. Dot line line, then line line line, I think. Yeah, line line line. Dot 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 dot, 4 dots. I think that's 4. H. No, there's a line, then H. Then dot dot. Dot line dot. Dot. No, line. So on the border of the map, it says Avery Falls at 2:30. Now, where is Avery Falls? Oh, I'm gonna grab a marker. I changed my mind. I'm gonna do this smart. I have a marker. So, I'm gonna circle the place because they want to meet here. At 10:30. But who? Is it perhaps the same person that wrote the note that's like, hey, we need to talk? Because, like, that's what they're talking about. So, and according to the itinerary, which is this thing, on the day, they're, that doesn't make sense. Because they're supposed to be there at 10:30 in the morning at, on December 17th. Heh. Guys, I'm starting to think that the lore is deeper than I thought. Ugh. Okay. Back to solving the messages that were in the lockbox. That's pretty cool, if I say so myself. I at least want to get more of these done. Yeah, because I don't think I have much brain power left in me, to be honest. And I think I've made some good progress today, to be honest. Like, I solved the map, I figured out the app. So, like, if I get one more of these done, then I might call it pretty chill today. You know? And then soon enough, I might pull a stream where, like, I don't stop until, yeah. I might do a stream Saturday, because I don't work Saturday, where I just don't stop until I have this solved. Because, like, that seems like a dumb thing to do, but also when a lot of people will be available to, like, help me. Because, like, if you can't tell, I'm not too great at this. Huh. Okay, so. Early arrival at 2 this morning confirmed no changes to plan. At least it ain't a mountaintop like last time. That was excessive. On 17th, 10:30, granted leave time. Maybe cooler jets. Either way, one less set of eyes on me. Already have blank pestering me enough about this blank and all the other nonsense he gets up to in order to flaunt his generosity. I get it, you're rich, and you want everyone else to know it. I think there's a drug deal going on. So I think, guys, this is my theory. This is very much red. So there's someone. I think I'm sussing out, like, I don't think as much as as much as the interview was sus, that's really the only thing that made me suspicious of the rich dude. Because he's the one paying for the trip, and all of these notes are saying, like, especially the first one, it's like mentioning the couple as like something that's kind of like giving them an excuse to go over to this island, and I think it's a drug deal. Especially with this last note at 12:17 at 11, send the kid to pick up the package, perks of being the boss. So I think I'm gonna need to get a billboard, cause like then I can just go this, you know? I think this is a drug deal gone wrong, where Rachel found out about it and was like, I'm gonna report you, and like narc him out. But like the killer got to her first. You know? I think that's the vibes I'm getting. Let's see. Do we have any notes from the day of? Because I think these are from the killer. Guys. So, I'm looking. So, lodging an extended shore visit, no one will think twice will and no one will bump into me there, especially after I already told Teach to make himself scarce. So, Vanson caught her bracelet from the island on the railing earlier. Reed at least helped her and cut it off, even though she was the one who shoved her. The whole thing fell into the ocean, which made Van even madder. Don't know what the fight was about, but it honestly didn't. But honestly, don't care as long as they stow it. I can't have them even accidentally compromising my timelines. Maybe I should just separate the two of them. Though I don't know how on a boat there are fighting too much gonna be a trouble. Maybe I should bring Reed in, or is she too volatile? Maybe she just needs some time to cool off. Now, what's got me really, really sizzling is day of. So, goddamn woman left her blanks in my sheet. We should have kept it off the boat. This was a stupid, cocky mistake. I could lose my job, all because of some pillow talk. She got me talking, and I blabbed about everything from Vincent's heart condition to my extra place in Cuba. At least I had the wherewithal to withhold the deal with the freezers. Of course, it was Vincent of all people who found it. She confronted me about it. She knows how I just have to figure out Now I just have to figure out what it'll take to buy her silence. Why'd it have to be the most moral one who found it? So then at 12:18 at 11:30, kept trying to give Dawn the details. Finally found a time where she wasn't with Will. So as long as Vincent doesn't get Will alone and spill the beans, we should be good. Dawn is in on it. I think Dawn is in on it, guys. Fuck. And then, so goddamn Blink artwork, like, on top of everything else. Use me. Just poster Lavelle. Gotta talk to Dawn and figure out how we keep this hush, but fixing the freezers is much more important. Left Aldemorsa late is only 15 only is 15 only 15 minutes. Should be fine as long as there are more mishaps. And now the propeller. Finally got a chance to talk to Dawn. Crew doesn't seem to suspect anything. Figured out what to do with Vincent. Everyone has a price or a pressure point. So 0:15. So like 1 o'clock, 1:15 a.m. One of them got out of the freezer. Thank God the kid could handle it. Smart enough to cover for me after I screwed up and sent the group a text. That's even more insensitive to keep him on payroll. Need someone to see things if some nonsense comes up, like fixing that idiot Will after he fumbled around and smashed his head. Some woman Dawn turned out to be. Blank him there alone and all bloody like that. and then she just shows back up to blink after I'm done cleaning up the mess. Should be okay, even with all the power fluctuations. Logged them at 22:30. The kid fixing the freezers. Other surges at 23:30 at 23:45. Hopefully, they won't cause any more delays. 12:19. Vincent's dead. One problem solved. Another created. Go to get my story straight. The only thing that matters now is protecting me. Everyone else can fall by the wayside. Play it right, and I can recover from this. The fucking captain did it. I think the captain did it. Guys, I think mayhaps, perhaps the captain did it. Cause he talks about logging the incidents, which is something that the captain has to do. Holy fuck. Now we gotta figure out like who's involved on this. I'm literally going insane. I don't know if you can tell this, but literally I'm going insane. Okay. Anyway, now that I have this like big brain moment, I think it's a good time to stop the stream here and give you guys more motivation to come back on Saturday. Not really sure what time I'm gonna be streaming, but it's gonna be sometime on Saturday, I think. Yeah. And I'm gonna do a nice little like wrap up, a little closure for this case. Cause like I'm literally a genius at this point. I went from thinking I'm a moron to I'm a genius. So like really, I'm gonna be like fixing this and like going and like doing it all and providing